Okay, here we go. Dizziness alert, but here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you on a virtual tour of my classroom. So the first thing I wanna show you is all of my bookshelves. We call this my World Lit Library. So I have voices from different regions across the entire world, male and female perspectives, and a diverse range of voices. So that's my World Lit Library. I have a lot of things in my classroom that focus on peace and justice. If we carry on, up here on this bulletin board, I have a place for each of my classes that I teach, and then we usually post their work, sometimes graphic organizers, sometimes visual representations, and we post it under their period that they're in my classroom to demonstrate the work they've been doing and to highlight things, and also to post takeaways so that we can see them regularly. Carrying on, this is my ugly chalkboard that I've talked to you about. It's in really rough shape underneath, like just tons of tape marks and stuff. So about quarterly, I get students, my artist students, to create a word wall for me. This one, it's in rough shape. Lots of hoodies and stuff have rubbed up against that, but it'll do until the end of June. I gave them a bunch of words with regards to the learning we've been doing with treaty education, and I did want to incorporate the treaty map of Saskatchewan. So these are what my students came up with, and it was, I mean, it's rough right now, but it was gorgeous and it's been really powerful. Okay, carrying on. On this board, this is just my important notices board. And the reason that this is culturally responsive is that I put everything up on this board that some students might not be able to access electronically because everyone has different accessibility to electronics. Okay, my agenda. With the major papers due today, nothing culturally responsive about that. However, my students can edit and revise their major papers as many times needed using any writing resources available. Peers, teacher librarian, I will always edit a draft for them. So what makes this assignment culturally responsive is that even though I expect everyone to get it into the best possible version of their essays possible, the paths that they take and the resources they use to get it there are varied. Okay, carrying on. Just my resources and stuff, my plants, those babies will come home with me over summer holidays. Okay, so up here, these are, I'm in a Catholic high school. These are faith-based visuals, they're really big. But just so you know, I acknowledge that the church has been part of genocide for hundreds of years. And I highlight everything I can with regards to the church's teachings with a justice-focused perspective. Okay, so these are all justice-focused. Moving on, I always have surrounding my classroom a bunch of quotations that offer different perspectives and skills with regards to varied abilities. This is my big poster of mine, Words of Peace, but it has, there are nearly 6,000 languages that have a word for peace across the world. And so I like to post things that, I mean, a poster, to view a poster just takes a couple of seconds, but it just describes a concept that we must keep at the forefront of our minds, that we must wear on our sleeve, and that we must inform our actions in the world. And so this is just a visual representation of that. My other visuals here are about classroom culture and how we conduct ourselves in our space. The most important thing is integrity and kindness and respect. Got some visuals about pre, during, and after, reading, writing, viewing, listening. And then up here, this is my gratitude wall. It's not that the gratitude wall is culturally responsive in any way, but just a side like teacher hack, it's important for me to be reminded, I change this each semester, about the people who are grateful for the work I do. That helps sometimes on hard days. But it's also important, the reason I make it public, it's important to create a culture of gratitude. So when students see that I really value gratitude, they start to practice gratitude strategies as well. Okay, coming over here. Well, coffee, obviously, but this is a bunch of student art. And these are visual representations about different types of oppression across the world from different regions and ways that students have turned it into art and represented it. And like, these are stunning pieces. So it's helpful for them to see their work around the space as well. And okay, family is obviously important. Up here I have visual representations of U of R educators' philosophy of education. I've got a picture of a buffalo robe that our school division had created by an elder, and I worked with the Knowledge Keeper and wrote a teacher resource for the division on how we can create teachings using the buffalo robe. And then coming to the end of the virtual tour, up here, this is called a diversity banner. So every semester I have my students create a banner that represents them in some way, and then we post it. So it includes different languages, different family coat of arms, different flags and backgrounds. They're just stunning, most of them. But different things that shape our diversity and shape our identities. And then over here, I have posted the Trefor flag and the calls to action on education. This is a big poster in my classroom. Right beside that, I have our symbol that our school division has created, demonstrating that we reconcile the past, honor the future, and that we recognize that we are all treaty people. And so these visuals are around my room all the time. This is my laptop cart. I'm a connected educator, and what that means is I have access to laptops for every single student in every class. And that's a culturally responsive opportunity, because students will always have the technology they need to be successful, even if they don't have it at home. So with that being said, thank you for coming on the tour of my classroom, and have fun with the rest of your